Hello, folks. Good afternoon, and welcome to XM Live Education. This is the advanced room. My name is Stanislav Kolev, and we're going to get into very psychological debate with my man Marcin Novogorsky. Before I start speaking with him, inviting the viewers from XM, be very active in the chat, but also everybody that is watching us from outside of the original platform of XM Live Education, write your question down in the chat. I will be following up on them accordingly. Marcin is busy, is being a week. What is new? What have changed? What's old? What's going on?
What changed? Not much has changed. Um, Not even account balance. I was nicely profitable yesterday, but today I'm back to back to where I started the week with. Um, yeah, but it's kind of like pretty pretty good, I would say. We're moving forward with the understanding of what's happening to us. Um, and Yeah, so not much, I would say. Volatility also calmed down. Not on gold. Volatility calmed down, but except gold. Tonight's Asia session was like $70. And now we are back, right? Like $58 back.
It looks
So,
like Asians are selling to Europeans.
or Europeans are buying the dip.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know why. Like it doesn't make sense. To me, it should be the other way around. Like Asians should be buying and Europeans should be selling gold. Um, so yeah,
But
quite
the
interesting. But
European reserves are in Fort Knox are probably is not there, so they have nothing to sell anyway. They don't have anything to sell anyway, so
they need to buy it back
they need to buy
somehow.
it back.
Um, yeah. What else do we have? Like no, the market could calm down a little bit. Calm down, not calm down. And quite interesting. Like VIX is quite nicely moderated. So now it's about dollar, right? Where the dollar gonna go from here? Interestingly, like when you open Forex today, you see that dollar is not the weakest anymore, but it's not strong. It's just that Aussie and Kiwi are weaker. So out of a sudden you get risk off, right? European session at least. And so gold is moving up $60 from the bottom when it moved down
Yeah, it's exactly
$70.
where it opened last night. Yeah.
But yeah, this is like one interesting observation, and that kind of comes after general analysis of the data on gold, daily candles on gold. That return after big candle that's pretty much outstanding. The returns are rather, very limited. So the price doesn't want to go away or does want to come back to the close of a big candle, big daily candle. Um, so this is actually interesting, right? This is exactly what we are seeing after yesterday, very bearish day. Today, very bearish push, first half, and come back to close of yesterday, basically. So so returns are zero at this moment, at this point. Of course, we should be looking from close of yesterday to close of today for like real meaning of returns, because this is like basically it's the difference between closes of sessions or days. So what is interesting, you have this move. Actually, you have two very nice swings today. But in terms of yesterday, in context of yesterday, we are back to open, to close of yesterday, which is kind of patternish, I would say. I would say it's
Yet
repeatable
we
behavior.
didn't have all of the upcoming US data in about an hour, and we didn't have the US market open. So this is just so far so good. You trade it down, you trade it up, you make money, and that's what trading is all about. No? And we have Powell
Traded
today.
traded up, traded down, and made money. And you repeat that until your account is broke.
Yes, exactly. So you
Well,
traded you traded buy on this wave and you traded sell on that wave.
that was my first impression. Yes.
That's great.
Well,
Luazi, I sold gold. I just okay. Maybe you answered this because we already discussed that one with Gil, Marcin from the previous session.
oh, sorry, I forgot to turn on the chat. Can you read it for me, please? This one.
Yes, I want. Okay, this is the comment, and then we're gonna get to the US events. That's the comment. There you go. You see?
Yes, sir. I sold gold 30 to 30. Whoa, that's a take profit. I'm thinking of holding till the take profit, but I'm worried about today's news. Well, I mean, can it be worse than it's been already on gold today? I feel like it's now gonna go like flat totally. Like oh, let's have the air out. Like it's like when you come to the party and you use all your energy first hour, and the party is just starting and you are exhausted already. Um, I want to keep holding till it hit my stop loss or take profit.
Somebody's getting old, I see here.
Yeah, 10 p.m. Let's
I-
go home, right?
this, this is a boomer's talk, man. Don't do that to the viewers. Most of the viewers, they're 20. They can never relate to this
You
type of
you you called
feeling.
me out. When you come to the party, I'm already leaving home, like but yeah, okay. So usually whenever somebody is asking me about the instrument, like look, there is always personal, like this kind of individual approach um to the trade, to that person's trade. Like what I'm trying to say, it's not the trade that's actually that it's all about. That's because you want something, right? Like even you stayed here, which is good. It's very good. I'm not, of course, criticizing that. It's very good that you know what you want. You have idea what you want. So I'm not gonna tell you what you should be wanting. Like I'm not gonna tell you that, and nobody should be telling you what you want is bad. You should be wanting something else, right? This is like your trade. You have your reasons. What I could say from my experience is that um, you rather want to be consistent with reasoning for that trade. So whatever you wanted in the first place, whatever was your first idea, that you should go with it until the end of the trade. So make this trade, because that's the problem. People open the trade, which is usually very short period of time, very, very short moment that we open the trade. But then we run that trade for much, much longer, right? Like multiples of that period, or maybe, like significantly longer period. And there is the problem because there is constant thinking about this trade, constant revising it. Like um, new situations are happening, right? And you are like, okay, but this is something I haven't predicted. Should I now change the trade? Um, so new situation happened, but does that change anything from your initial reasoning, right? Because it may happen totally something unattached to your initial reasoning. So if you didn't, um, I'm talking about type of factor. If that wasn't important for you at opening the trade, why this situation would be important for you now, right? Oh, The answer would be because it may change the price in a way I don't want, right? So, yeah, but there were multiple factors when you were opening that trade and right after that were changing the price in the way that you may not want to. You didn't know about them, you didn't care about them, or both, right? And so why now change that, right? So what it brings is that you start thinking, can I predict the price now that the price gonna go bad way for me? Well, you don't have any better prediction now than you've been having in the past, right? Um, unless something changed about those factors that you were using, right? So if you were using price action and you were assuming that, okay, I'm having an edge with that price action, and now the same price action is telling you you don't have an edge anymore, that would make sense to stay consistent about the reasoning. And what it does for you, if you don't stay consistent, if you start mixing different aspects during the trade is going, you actually lose any sense in the outcome of that trade. Okay, then if you get take profit, if you get stop loss, whatever, you, as I'm seeing it, that trade makes no sense to analyze, makes no sense to optimize the strategy, because it wasn't full YOLO, right? But it was like this mixture of things that probably you cannot repeat. So it actually destroys the process. This is what I'm trying to say. The you are losing the process in the duration of trade because you are starting mixing. So if you want to say, I want to hold the position, stop loss, take profit, I'm not judging that. Maybe it's good decision, maybe it's bad. Definitely, I don't know many things about your trading, so how can I judge? But what I can say is that you may start worrying about the position because despite you want to keep it, you are looking at the price and maybe um, you are not in peace with the risk. So you are thinking that something depends on that position. It cannot let you rest internally, maybe. That's how it's been with me in the past. Okay. Um, Maybe position is too big and the profit that you are already having feels too nice to risk losing it, because it's always like, oh, I'm having some floating profit, I may lose it, right? So I don't want to lose it. Nobody wants. Um, so there is, so first of all, you want to do it, but you are not kind of in peace with that decision that, okay, that you may not accept the thought that you may have stop loss still, right? As it's open, which is fundamental problem of the mindset. When you open position, you have to open the position that's worth exactly as much as you are fine with losing. Um, because otherwise it creates a chain of problems where process is the victim, and and the worst outcome that can happen here is not your stop loss, paradoxically, but it's you closing profit too early. So first of all, you losing the process. So you cannot progress if you destroy the process. There will be no progress. So it's road to nowhere. You cannot improve, you cannot optimize, you cannot analyze, because there is nothing to analyze if you destroy the process. Second of all, if you close position too early, so it's like this temptation to close
But
small profit.
but mm,
Just
all right,
finish.
go.
I finish in a second. So if you close too early, um, you essentially move nowhere, because in the long run, well, it depends on statistics, but In the long run, you're either gonna have very crippled profit or very big, or you will be straightforward losing because cutting profits feels nice now in short term, but in long term it leads to nowhere as well. So this is something quite easy to prove, but without understanding that, you may feel like, okay,
Eh,
it's nice to close, but
I have a question. When is closing profit too early, on time,